Light on the subject here. Like, comment, subscribe. Ring the bell. She's got her headphones. Just wants to watch TV every chance she can get. Anyways, I've got a really poor connection here, so I'm not sure how it's going to work. I figured I'd give it a shot anyways. I'll give you a couple minutes, see if anyone gets notifications. It might not even notify anybody because of how bad the connection is, but we'll see. Hopefully the video and audio is okay with the connection. If not, maybe I'll go to my phone and try them on the laptop, which means I'm stealing a hotspot off the phone, and that always don't work well. What's happening, Max? Rolling, out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, you ain't ever out of sight there, Pamela. Mr. Jordan, I was just talking about you once again today. What the hell was I? Oh, yeah. About the wind before the storm. Johnson Logic, I got notified. You sound good. Okay, good. I'm going to try not to move much because I think that will get all grainy with the connection. Excuse me. David Allen and Katie. Good. If you guys are on my Facebook page or the group page, David H., Melissa H., husband and wife trucking across America. Oh, damn, did I forget to post it up there? I did. It went to my normal page, so I'll have to move it over. Or on Instagram, you'll see. Somebody decided to sweep their trailer out right in the middle of the truck stop. I mean, just a big pile of wood shards and everything else, which is so inconsiderate. You got to be 100% dirtbag a-hole to do something like that, in my opinion. I may be wrong, guys. I've only been out here for 3 years, so maybe it's acceptable to throw trash on the ground and or sweep your trailer out right on the floor and let it become somebody else's problem. We also got guys super trucking here, which pilot already came out and tried to move one truck, but he didn't answer because he's blocking them to fuel the fuel station here. And I told Melissa, I guarantee you if they don't get him moved, another truck's going to pull in next to him. Boom, he pulled in next to him. Now we just had a truck pull in on the end here. So these guys next to me cannot get out with that truck there. And they've all been there, which means they're going to be waking up and waking him up to get the hell out of the way. Super truck parking, I know, is sometimes necessary, but if you do it, be prepared to be woke up in the morning. How you doing, Johnson Logic? You enjoying where you're at still? What's up? Let's see. Chilling in Vegas. Roland CNS LLC is chilling in Vegas. Delivering Oxnard, Cali tomorrow. Reload going to Colorado. Right on. Yeah, we're going to be reloading about 40 miles from here and going up to Minnesota or not Minnesota, the other one, Wisconsin. Yeah, that's it. Let's see. Just got out of the shop. It was the alternator. You were right, Jeremy. That ALT must have meant alternator. That's cool. I'm glad you got it fixed because I can only imagine what you smell like sweating for the last couple of days in that truck, stewing in your own juices. Whew. Boy, you probably need to take a scent bomb to the inside of that truck, burn your sheets, throw your clothes away, and remember, you can't smell yourself a lot of times. When people are falling over next to you, you know what? Let's see. Joe says, about the wind before the storm. What are you talking about, Willis? Yes. One time I was telling Melissa this because it got windy while we were in here in the truck stop. And, it was kind of cloudy. I told Melissa, we need to get back to the truck. It's going to start raining. And we went back to the truck. As soon as we got to the truck, it got more windy and it downpoured. And I go, this reminds me. I was driving through Amarillo one time, light load. I was talking to Joe, and it started getting really windy. And he goes, oh, you're probably getting ready to drive into a storm. I said, yeah, it's supposed to be raining up ahead. And I was concerned about the wind because I was light. And you go, he goes, it's probably going to calm down in a minute. He goes, a lot of times it's really windy before it starts raining. and then it calms down, and then sometimes you'll hit it on the exit. And sure enough, almost every time I hit a bad rain, it'll start getting windy at the beginning and then go away, and then the rain just moves over you and you're good to go. So that's what I was talking about, because it got windy and it reminded me of you telling me that going through Amarillo there. I'm not too old to learn things, and I have no problem giving credit where credit's due. Hog Rider says, "What's up? What's up, Hog Rider? Trashy truckers, no place out here for them." Yeah, it's the super trucker thing, parking, I can deal with because I can understand it, as long as when I make you move in the morning, you're not pissed. You're like, okay, no problem, man. Let me get out of your way. I have no problem. And so far, anytime I've ever had to wake anybody up, they've been really nice about it, except one time it was a hot shot, and he kind of was grumpy about it, but he did it anyways. But, he wasn't oh, yeah, no problem, let me move. He was like, what? You can't get out? It's like, no, dude, I can't freaking get out. My pulled all the way to your damn truck. My tandems are still 6 feet in the hole. Hog Rider says, when you come to Indiana, I will buy you some awesome Taco Bell tacos. Oh, look at you. Kelly says, gonna be pulling a dry box the end of September for the Joplin Truck Show. I'm gonna be lost. Yeah, you know what? You are a flatbedder, which means your backing skills are, itching for improvement. And now you're gonna put a box on you. Are you gonna look like? Never mind. I ain't gonna say what you're gonna look like. But you're gonna be having some issues. I almost just ragged on a company, and that'd have been not cool, because I don't really like doing that. You guys know me. I'm not into the let's bag on other companies. Rob says, nasty, stewing in your own juices. Not me. That'd be Jeremy. I was going to go on, I was going to open up the StreamYard and see if anyone wanted to pop up on the screen here with me. But like I said, I have such a poor connection. I decided against that because I wasn't even sure I'd be able to go live here. What's happening, Harry? How you doing? But I think I've been noticing the trash at truck stops more, because the last few loads we've done, we actually didn't get a load right out of the receiver, and I've gone to a truck stop and had to wait a little bit, and obviously look around and notice things and like, but because it's been a minute since I've noticed a bad truck stop all dirty and nasty, and that's because, one, I've been running a night shift. You can't see stuff at night, and we've been rolling hard, so it is what it is, I guess. Heavy hauler, gonna pull a show trailer, dry box for Valley Transportation Company I'm leased to. Yes, that's right. And I would love to see that. I mean, I don't know your history there, but if you heavy hauled all the time or flatbed all the time, because I'll tell you what, it is pretty entertaining. And I've never videotaped it, but I would really like to. It's pretty entertaining seeing a guy pull up in his couple-year-old Peterbilt or Kenworth hooded truck, all chromed out, badass, and then take 35, 40 minutes to pull back into a spot with his flatbed. Like, especially a not too hard one. And I ain't bagging on flatbedders, but I kind of am, because the old saying is flatbedders, they back up, but they don't back up a whole bunch. Not like us reefer drivers. We're bumping docks every day almost. So we learn to be good, get good at backing. All right, Hog Rider. So I always crack up, because I know a couple people have done flatbed, so I love to razz them about it. And just in case they see the live and they'll see it and they'll just shake their head. Oh, and a shout out to my brother and to my grandbaby. Boo! Just in case she pops in here, or they replay it. And my daughter, hi, baby, bigger baby. But it was kind of cool. I went and went to family last time we were at home and hadn't seen my brother in a while, and I never knew it, but he watches some of my videos here and there to see what's going on. I never pegged him for a YouTube guy. Those split axle trailers are a tad difficult. A tad difficult. Well, there's a lot of split axle reefer trailers I see, and I don't see them having any problems. Now, why would they be difficult other than I don't know. Do they pivot on the back tire? Or do they pivot on the front tire? Because if they pivot on the back tire, it's not too hard to back in a trailer that's got the tandems all the way back. It actually is kind of easier because you steer the actual back of the trailer. Now, if it's pivoting on the front tire, hell, I don't know. That don't even look like as big of overhang as we get on a reefer truck with regular tandems pulled all the way forward. Now, if it's trying to pivot on them both, then you got a lot of drag on the tires, which the trailer's still going to turn. It's just you're going to have to push harder, I would think. Now, I've never driven one. My brother-in-law has, and the only thing he's ever told me about it is, you want to be careful not to peel your tread off your tires when you're real heavy by turning it, jackknifing it too sharp or something. But I could be wrong. Still going to say flatbedders come back, but whatever. Thoughts on new Prime pay changes? Dan, I'm happy for company drivers, but I'm not happy about it. Well, no, that's the wrong thing. I'm happy for company drivers, but it's like, what the hell is this going to do? It's like, when's Lease going to get a raise? Oh, the rates are up. I don't really see the rates up. I see fuel surcharge up a lot, which makes it look like the rates are up, but you're spending that money unless you're driving 55, 58 mile an hour. Then you might be making a little more money because you're getting such good fuel mileage. That higher fuel surcharge, you're taking more of it home. But for a guy like, I get pretty good fuel mileage too. I averaged for the week 9.25 miles per gallon. Our fleet average, I think, was 8.75, but something like that. But no, it's awesome that they got that raise because, hey, oh my God, we're adding to the super trucker freaking spot. If that guy parks there, that means the number one lane in the fuel island, unless he's going to, which I don't know why that one's empty. That would mean the number one lane in the fuel island is now blocked, and the fueling guy would be 100% blocked from getting in there. If he backs up and straightens out, that's what he's doing, but I don't know. So that's good. They got a pay raise. I would like to see, personally, I would like to see us not have to pay reefer anymore. That would be a nice raise. It's take out that reefer charge. Okay, so it pivots on the back tire and front axle lifts up. So that's just like, oh, come on, man. And you guys can't park on damn thing. Hell, man. A lot of times, sliding your tandems back on these reefer trailers helps you get it into a tight spot. So to me, I'm thinking if those, and then a lot of those things are only, 48 foot long? I'm just goofing on you flatbedders. Don't take it personally. I know a lot of you guys have more miles backing up than I have driving forward. So I'm looking at I wonder if you guys can see my eyes. I'm looking at the live, where it says live instead of the camera. I'm talking to the live button. Okay, so those people have totally just opened up the side of their RV and going in. Hopefully they're just maybe using the bathroom or something because they don't want to go into a truck stop and use it, and they're not planning on parking there all night, but we'll see. So I don't know, man. I'm thinking that, and it's a 48 foot. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to rag on you. You flatbedders, I understand you guys have it hard, man. Okay, I'm composed. So yeah, okay. So if it's pivoting on the back, it must be harder than I can't even say it. Okay, I'm good. I'm just goofing on you, Kelly. That's all, man. You're good. I'm just goofing on you guys. I think it's funny, but if you do another lease, would you stay with Freightliner or go Peterbilt? Well, John, I've actually have put my deposit down plus paid for. I got $6,100 in upgrades on the truck, and I've paid off. I owe $1,800 on that, and I'm doing a lease purchase on the truck. When I go to pick it up, when it comes in February, I believe my deposit, the balance of my deposit for the truck is going to be about $13,000. And at that point, I'm going to consider myself owning a truck. Now, I know a lot of you guys, oh, but you don't own it. You're still lease. No, I'm lease purchasing it. And I'm doing a lease purchase, not like some companies where it's like, no money down, drive it for 5 years and it's yours, because we know you ain't going to last 5 years. Type deal. This is, if I'm going to invest, I'll have totally invested in this truck 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, $20,000, $21,000 when I take possession of it. So damn straight, I'm not walking away from it. I could have walked away from this truck when it was giving me all those problems. I had $8,000 built up in the lease completion fund. I would have lost that, and I wouldn't do it. I stuck this thing out another year and a half. So you guys can see I'll put up with, I ain't losing that money. So the truck will be paid off in 3 years, and I'll own it. And so yeah, once I get that truck, I'm going to consider myself I bought a truck. Just like when you buy a car, the bank still owns it, but it's your car. Hey, that's my new car. That's, who owns that car? I do. Now, when you're leasing a truck, just a standard lease, yeah, this is my truck, but I would never say I own it or I'm buying it. That's the one I drive. I lease that one. That one, I'm not going to go, well, I'm lease purchasing that truck. I'm buying that truck. I mean, I guess we could say it's a lease purchase, but, a lot of guys, well, I wonder what the statistics are of guys who walk away from a lease purchase after putting all that money down. Because I know a lot of guys don't mind walking away from money. I see it all the time. Bags, Chad, I think Drivers Lineup just did it where, they're a year into their lease and they just walk away from it and lose all that lease completion money to do whatever they're going to do. Bags and Chad was just to get a new lease truck, which was really crazy. Lineup was, I guess, doing a lease purchase. So that's less crazy because, you lost that money, but there's benefits of doing the lease purchase. Kind of. I mean, you can really lose your ass doing a lease purchase. But I couldn't just walk away from that money. And at the time, the $8,500, by the time I turn in the truck, will be, well, I'm just shy of 20 grand right now on my lease completion. I'll probably have about 25 into it when I actually turn it in. So they'll take their part out for the damages to the truck that weren't covered under the insurance I paid because we've had, and whatnots. Why it's not going to be about 30 grand, which it probably would have got to, is because this lease was only 2.5 years, and I was solo for for like the first year and a half on this truck. So you obviously build up more lease completion when the more miles you put on. But that's my thoughts on that. 48 foot, my God. Cost of meat is going up again. Yeah, the cost of everything is going up again. Kelly says, I've been out here 29 years and pulled everything right on. And we're in CSC. That I know you're Kelly, right? You're still Kelly, right? I mean, I'm not getting you wrong because there is a rolling for time, which is Jason, I believe. I've been calling you Kelly, and it's like, wait a minute. Yeah, that is because your name used to be Kelly on it, right? That would be funny if he keeps going, who the hell he keeps calling? He says Kelly, and then he reads off my thing. What the hell is this guy, nuts? Yeah, cost of everything, Hog Rider, has gone up. Think about it. What hasn't gone up? I mean, you can go to the store and go, hey, man, you got any pens? And they're like $3 instead of the 99 cents they used to be for one pen. Joe says, let's see the view out the windshield. I can't, Joe, because I'm on the laptop and you can't reverse the camera. And for me to spin the laptop and everything, I don't want to lose connections or anything goofy. Um, I wonder if I was on the StreamYard. I bet you if I was on the StreamYard, I could have used my phone and went into the next window and used that as a camera because you can do multiple screens on it. But again, I didn't think I had a good enough connection to do that. Let's see. Okay, 21,000 would get you a nice down payment on a long hood. I would never, ever, ever run a hood truck, Kelly. Just wouldn't do it. Um, One of my things that I've always done, owning businesses and stuff, or my business I owned for a long time, and then this business, because technically this is a business that, man, when you do it through Prime, guys, they make it so easy. So it might be, to me, it's worth making a little bit less money and letting Prime just make this so easy for me. But what I was getting at is with my work trucks and stuff, to me, they are tools. I'm not out here to go, ooh, look at me. I don't want to put a bunch of chrome on them and shine them. Now, okay, guys, I know when you see the new truck, you're going to be like, hey, you're a hypocrite because look at how pretty it is. Yeah, but it's not. You'll see what it is. You'll see what it is. Just let me calm the hell down and not give you a thing. Oh, and for the question earlier, Freightliner or Peterbilt, I'm not giving that up. I'm going to let everybody, I'm going to do it. Ta-da! The truck already has a name. So when I reveal it, I'll reveal the name. And it'll be kind of fun, I think. But anyways, to me, the truck is a tool. I want it to be functional rather than a status or anything, because pull and reefer, you don't need that hooded truck. Come on, man. You don't need that big, giant, freaking 27,000 horsepower and 92 million pounds of torque. You don't need all that pulling a reefer. Come on, man. We pull 45,000 pounds, little over sometimes, depending on your setup of your truck. I think I can get like 45, 100, 200 or something on the truck. But, so I don't need that. I'd never do it. A couple, one, because of the factor of I've had show cars and stuff, and I did that and it had chrome on it. I'd be out there with the dry cleaner constantly. Oh, God, no. And the chrome polish, no. Also, that longer nose and those front wheels are kicked out that much farther, makes turning a little bit rougher, backing a little bit rougher. And I know this for a fact because I've watched a lot of the guys pulling in, and I've pulled in, I've docked, and then I'm watching the guy next to me dock, and he's got a hooded truck, and I can see the radius of it turning. The chassis is just not doing it. Also, the loss in fuel mileage is going to be pretty significant, and we need that. I don't know what the maintenances are on those trucks compared to these. Now, I will tell you this: when I actually do get my new truck, I'm not running it up to the 75,000 miles that these trucks are designed to get the oil changes. I'm going to do them more frequent. They're not totally expensive, and I am going to be putting a lot of miles on the truck, so I'm going to try to keep it a little fresher. Hopefully keep it a little happier. Okay, where are we at? I don't know why. Hog Rider he disturbs me, man, because he's LOLing me, and I don't know why. Gives me such a complex. Next, he's going to come out and go, OMG, and I'm going to just curl up in a ball and cry in the back. I never know. What did I do? Okay, Joe says, I only asked for a view out your windshield because I've been watching Talking Heads all day and need to see some scenery, even if it's a truck stop parking lot. Talking Heads, huh? Okay, we'll change the view. Just kidding. Okay, we'll change the view. Oh, you're making me be dumb. Okay, so yes, in a way it is, Kelly. I seen that. Yeah, I knew it was you. I just all of a sudden I started thinking, because I started thinking rolling for time, and I was like, wait a minute, who is who? No, you're not going to park there. No, don't do it. Don't do it. If he parks there now, the two fill lines will be blocked. Okay, let's see. Da, 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 da. Dan says, have you looked into GP Transco? I did. I think I did my first year out here when my year was coming. When my year was starting to come up at Prime, I looked into a ton of companies. And guys, I'll tell you what, I couldn't find one that was worth leaving for. Now, everyone I looked into sounded like, holy mother of Lord, I'm going to make more money. It's going to be awesome. And one of the things I do is I research. So I would research the companies a little bit, look at reviews and whatnot. Then I would call the company or email them, text, whatever their preference was, and I would question them. And it always sounded great until I was relentless and started asking for guarantees. And you know, I'm gonna make, I'm gonna take home as a company driver $1,800 a week. That's sweet. Um, your ad says this, or 15, whatever it is. Your ad says this, and I was a company driver at the time. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool, right. Now, what are the criteria? Oh, no, very easy. You can do it real easy. It's Okay. So now text, but what are they? Oh, you just got to run 3,000 miles a week, or whatever their criteria was. Okay, cool. So that really ain't adding up to that kind of money. So what am I missing here? Oh, yeah. And you got to get this bonus, that bonus, this. Well, how do you do that? Well, you got to do this, this, and this. It's like, okay, well, can you do that every week? And usually, eventually, I swear, so many of these companies, when you just question the hell out of them and you say, well, what do you guys guarantee? Because you're telling me I'm going to make this. What are you going to guarantee? Can you guarantee me these miles? And no. There's no guarantee. And yeah, you ain't. If they tell you there's a guarantee, they're full of it. Unless it's low money. So 2 or 3 of the companies, would just finally say, yeah, it's da da da, and then a few of the companies did the same thing. Well, our top earners make that money. How do you become a top earner? Oh hell, that's freaking gonna be next to impossible. You're gonna bust your ass. I mean, worse than you got a 75-mile-an-hour truck and you got to peg that thing the whole time, and so on and so forth. There was always something. So what does the average guy make? Like $300 or $400 less a week. Now we're talking. So once again, Prime makes this so easy. So easy. If you can follow a couple of rules, you can be successful at Lease. If you can follow a couple of rules, you can be successful as a company driver. A lot of times people who are failing at it are not following the simple rules. I mean, it's just too easy. So I forgot what question I was answering. Oh, GP Transco. So yeah, I've looked into a lot of companies, and there was a couple that actually I couldn't break them down, and they paid a little more, but they didn't have some of the things that I really enjoy at Prime. So it's like one of the things you always got to ask these companies, number one, hey, do you have a fuel card? What do you do if the truck breaks down? Do you guys front the money and let me pay it back in payments? Oh yeah, well, we can front it, but we're going to take it out of your, I don't want to, I've got a $3,000 repair. You're going to put me in the hole for 3 weeks? Not after that. Or no, we don't use a fuel card. We give you a such and such, which means now I got to go into the truck stop and get the fuel pumps turned on every time, which not a big deal. Yeah, to me it is, because dude, I ain't got time sometimes to be going to that truck stop. I do, but I don't, because I'm a panicker. When I'm under a load, man, we got to run. I mean, poor girl. No, you ain't peeing, woman. You need to just roll the window down while you're driving down the road. We ain't got time for none of that. That's why she likes when she's driving. I'll wake her. She stops this truck as many times as she wants to use the restroom, because she knows how to do math now and figure out what I'm going to get here at that time. We're getting there, 7 hours early. What the hell are you telling me that we ain't got time to stop? I'm stopping and eating breakfast at a Denny's. She'll do it too. I'll wake up and the truck's been stopped a while ago. What are you doing? I just did my 30, went and had lunch. It's like, yeah, you've been there 45 minutes. Hey, we got time. I told you we ain't got no time. Well, we got time. I know we do. So yeah. Okay. What's up, Trucker for Life? We got Ralph in the house. What's happening? Let's see. What's up, David and Melissa? Your is a VW? Huh? Can you say what color it's going to be? No, man. I'm not saying anything other than I put some few dollars in upgrades on it, and I'm putting a few dollars in decals on it. The decals are starting to worry me, though, that they might be pretty pricey, but we'll see. Let's see. Kelly says, I look cool in my 300-inch wheelbase, 389 with the 18-speed pulling 40 to 60K on my trailer, getting 78 miles per gallon at 75, 85 mile per hour all day. And then he has to stop at a truck stop, and everyone's going, what the hell? This guy can't back. What the frig? I'm just kidding, Kelly. Guys, I've never seen Kelly back. I have no clue whether he can back or not. But because he's doing his little brag there about his badass truck, I had to throw that dig at him because he's a flatbedder. It's all love, man. It's all good. I really don't mean anything bad about it. One of the things I just had somebody tell me they don't have a sense of humor. They were a subscriber, and I let them on my personal Facebook page, and I annoyed him by goofing on him a little bit. Not in bad, just, he's into electric cars, and I was sending him some memes or articles on electric cars being towed because they ran out of battery and they had to get put on a gas tow truck to tow to a tow station. And then some guys were waiting. There's like a whole line of Teslas waiting to get charged to go, I forgot where. And it really upset him. And one of the things is he said, look, I don't really have a good sense of humor. And so immediately it's like, okay, he asked me not to do that anymore. So I said, fine. And I just clicked off and unfriended him because you guys know I got a freaking sense of humor, man. I'm always busting chops and goofing on people with a good heart. Now, you'll know when I'm hitting on you to be a jerk because it's a different way of doing it. I'm not doing it with a giggle and a smile on my face. I'm doing it with a, are you freaking serious? This clown, type thing. So, when I'm sitting there laughing and poking with that goofy smile on my face, I'm just messing with you. And hopefully, okay, let's see. St. Joe's, you're a goof, but I still love you. Oh my God. See, Hog Rider just did. Your connection is unstable. Please wait while we try reconnecting. Damn it. Just in case I'm back, it told me my connection's unstable. Let's see. Oh my God, if you'd keep up, you'd know why. LOL. Yeah, I know, Hog Rider. What is that? Hashtag Team East Texas. Hell yeah. Then you got your new truck. Oh, it's a VW. What, like VW Volkswagen? What? Don't forget front air ride. If you go Freightliner, it rides so much nicer. Wombats, I did tell you guys early on that I did go front airbag because that doesn't give away anything. You can get that in both trucks. I looked at both trucks options because if somebody questioned me and I accidentally slipped something, I wanted to know if I blew it or not. And airbags is an option on both trucks. Although somebody the other day was talking to me, I don't know if it's on, I think it was at the terminal, and they're like, oh, I hope you got such and such. And I almost said, and I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to tell you. I caught myself because that would have gave away what I got. Because I didn't see that option on the other vehicle. Let's see. It's all good. I pick on prime drivers all the time. It's all fun and games. Yeah, prime drivers are easy to pick on because of our governed trucks. And then you got the guys who are, see, that's one of the things. And I've noticed this, and I don't know if you've noticed this, Kelly, or other guys have noticed this, but I've been noticing owner-operator trucks and other company trucks have slowed down. Not all of them. They're still the speed demons, but I've been rolling across a lot of hooded trucks and a lot of owner operator newer trucks, you know, and I know why is because fuel prices have gone up so much and they're trying to conserve fuel. Has to be. But you got to remember, guys, Prime does preach 58 mile an hour, and they put on a seminar on how much more money you can make a year if you ran that. Me, I can't. If this truck did 75, I'd be 75 all the time. I just can't. I got to, no, I can't drive. I mean, um, so I'm glad it's 65 because I wish it was 68 though, or I wish we had the passing button for, they would give you X amount of times so we can pass at like 70 because I'll get behind a truck that's doing 64 and it will literally take me 20 minutes or 50 miles to get around them. And I am courteous. I do wait for everybody to go by. I don't just cut in front of all you guys and make you wait 20 minutes for me to get past them. And I have gotten over and the guy will speed up a little bit and whatnot. And I see traffic coming and I'll move back over. I'll slow down, move back over. I try to be as courteous as I can to the trucks going faster because I know what it's like. I've also, when you got the 2-lane highways and you get a passing lane and you got a truck that might be a 66 mile an hour truck or whatnot, and it's only a certain mile passing, I will bump off a little bit and let him get by me because I know he's not going to hinder me. But you son of a bees that fly by me at 68, 70 miles an hour and then slow down to 65, and now my truck's bouncing off your my 1-hour truck. I'll keep bouncing off their or my radar will keep bouncing off them, and that's annoying, because the Jake will come on. It's like, man, stop that. No, I talked about the airbags like weeks ago, if that's what you're talking about, wombats. But yeah, I even pick on when I'm coming up to them. It's like I'll be cruising, do, and if I'm not paying 100% attention, I'll be like, do, look down, 15, what the hell? And I'm like, it must be a Prime truck up there, and I have to hammer down and go around them, and sure enough, it is. Not always, though. Sometimes it's not, and it cracks me up. But yeah, with that radar thing, and you're running cruise control, it will start slowing you down gradually when you come up from way distance until you get right on them. Then it will sit and if they slow down at all. But yeah, it's funny. What are the 4 or 5 things to be successful Lease Prime driver? I made a video on it. The best thing, because if I go on it here, I'm going to get way behind and everything. I don't like doing. Eventually, I'm going to sit down with somebody with the StreamYard, and we'll do a live and tell you what we're doing to be successful, and it might help. But I did a lease video. It's not that far back on my list, or you can go to playlist. I think it's under educational, or I might even have a lease because I'm planning on doing a bunch of like a lease series. I'm going to call it Lease Life, and start doing that once I get my life back in order here. We've got a lot of things that just went down over the last couple months. Don't want to incriminate myself, so I won't tell you about it, but but when we get back into the swing of things here, and I think that, if you follow these things, you can really be successful at it because it's working for a buddy of mine. He's been doing it 5 years now. It's been working for me for 2 years. It worked. Now I do a little bit different than him because I am now a team, but I started out as a solo lease and it worked great. But doing all the stuff actually as a team truck, you need to do it as a team. Now I think about it. Now you can do some things a little different because you are making a little more money when you're teaming with your wife. Or even if you're teaming with someone else, you're making a little bit more money. I could really screw around because I've got my wife making the money. It all goes to the same account, which I don't. I run this truck like I'm solo, man. It's got to just make money. But I think it's really a good recipe to be successful. Even if you follow some of these things as a company driver, you can make more money. Let's see. Oh, I'm way behind here. I got to catch up. For your sake, I hope you got a Peterbilt so you can get better sleep. I don't know. I'm not really on that bandwagon of Peterbilts get are smooth or whatnot, because driving on these roads and I'm hitting these bumps, I can't see how another truck, when you steers hit that, are going to be any different, or when the tandems hit that are going to be any different, or when the drives hit it, it's going to be any different. Now it might be a little bit better, but I still think so. I didn't base anything off of the ride, just an FYI. And I shouldn't even give that information, because now I know a lot of guys are going to go, "Oh, you went Freightliner," which I'm not going to tell you. Let's see. Big Houston set at 72 miles an hour, which is nice. I would love that. That would be awesome. See, now you're passing the 70-mile-an-hour guys slowly, but you're getting by them. Now you're flying by me. I'm doing 65. You can get by me, no problem. Does FedEx still pass like a bat out of hell? Yes, FedEx, UPS. Not all of them, though. Some of those guys are governed. But some of those guys, they'll be pulling that wiggle wagon, which I learned that term from Joe also. They'll pull that wiggle wagon and wiggle that thing at you to scare you half to death as they go by. And sometimes, dude, I swear, it's like, how's he not turning over? That back trailer starts whipping back and forth. It's like, ooh, I better slow down. They're going to die. Let's see. I also, just a little hint, I use, when it's kind of windy out, I use FedEx, UPS trucks, 53-foot trailers, and especially the wiggle wagons or the pup trailers, to determine if the wind is too strong to be out there. Because FedEx, UPS, they're always light loads. And those wiggle wagons, they're small trailers, so they're really light each. And I bet you a lot of times that back one's empty, because I don't know. I mean, I assume they'll drop and then pay. I don't know. But, they're still going to be light loads, because every time I pull a FedEx load, it's light as hell. And I'm a reefer, so I'm a little heavier. So if they're not flipping over or getting out of sorts, I use that as a judge. Kelly says, I run mine like I want. I don't worry about fuel mileage. I got 3 other trucks I have set at 72. There you go. That's smart to set those guys, because, yeah, you don't want, employees burning your stuff up, or, crash, burning your brakes up and everything else. Speaking of which, I need to get brakes on this thing. Front ones for sure. I'll be going in September. I'll look at the backs. If they'll make it till my lease is up, I'll go for it. But if it's going to be questionable, I'll put brakes all around so I don't have to worry about it. It must be a Detroit, so I guess we can guess the truck. No, because I asked a buddy of mine, what is your guy on your Peterbilt? He said it'd be fine. It's both, they're both the same. So you didn't guess the truck there, Brandon. I like that Napoleon Dynamite. I'm starting to wonder if 4-wheelers come with cruise control anymore. Do they come with it and people lost the art of using it? That, and a lot of trucks, man, that is the most annoying thing ever. I know what you're talking about. You'll be behind somebody. You'll have to slow down, speed up, especially when you got your cruise on and you creep up to them. And, they're doing 65. They slow down to 60, and then 63, 65, 58. And those guys, especially the trucks, piss me off when I'm trying to go around them. And I had it today. The guy will look in his mirror and see me coming up, and he'll just hammer down. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? What are you, got some kind of a complex to get past? Or they'll speed up, so you just got to get behind them, then they'll slow down again, because they're working. And some of these trucks do it really bad 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I swear they're falling asleep, because they'll slow down. They'll pass me freaking like I'm standing still, and they'll get out of sight. Next thing you know, I'm catching up to the guy, and he's doing like 50 miles an hour. And I'll usually look to see if he's, and a lot of times they're on their phone, screwing around. But, that's a big problem out here, guys. I see a lot of trucks with TV. You can see their phone up on the window, and you can see it flickering because they're watching something. Or they'll have those big tablets up there and they're watching TV while driving down the road. That's a big problem. This prime driver right here, he's got a headset on his left ear. He doesn't realize that that's illegal. But okay, whatever. A lot of guys wear both headphones while driving down the road. My trainer used to, and you know what my trainer said when I told him, dude, you can't do that. You can't block, you can't wear headphones. If they sell them at a truck stop, then you must be able to do it. So yeah, he had that kind of theory, that kind of common sense. Not to rag on him, but let's see. Big Houston says, keep your cost low at home and watch your fuel and don't idle. Oh, yeah. See, we got APUs, man. We don't idle. Hell no. Idling is going to do two things. It's going to take your fuel costs through your roof, and it's going to F up your DEF system. So, yeah, we don't need none of that. And, yeah, my costs at home are really inexpensive. A lot. I don't like to say cheap because my closer friends call me cheap all the time. A lot go 57 for fuel, 100% correct. Yep. Especially with fuel costs getting up what they are. Don't lie, you're an ass. I almost read that out loud. Oh, shit. Now, that's one of the guys who called me cheap right there. Peterbilt rides a lot better than Freightliner. Have you slept in a Pete and slept in a Freightliner? I mean, can you confirm that? Because, I don't know. I think bouncing around is bouncing around. Do they put pack cars in the Pete's? Researching, and I'm going to tell you this, okay? So you guys don't go, oh, no truck you got. I researched, and this was even before I was buying a truck. I researched Volvo because a buddy of mine had it. Buddies of mine had Peterbilts. I researched those. I researched Internationals. I researched Freightliners. And when I say research, a lot of times I'm driving in the middle of freaking night, bored out of my mind, watching, I don't know why, but these black dogs are always running around the freeway. Watching those guys play Russian roulette with my front bumper. And so now I got YouTube Premium. Just know that if anyone's got Premium, you can have your phone off and it will play your playlist. And I actually had several videos of these different trucks. One, I was learning a lot of history about them. Two, I was learning about their different engines and whatnot. I started looking Volvo, not only because a buddy of mine had one, but me and Joe were talking about Volvos a while back. And I was curious. Somebody was having problems, so I was looking into that. And I guess the Freightliner you can get the Detroit or a Cummins. Peterbilt you can get the PACCAR or the Cummins, and then the same with the International. You get the International and Cummins. Volvo you can get a Cummins. All of them you can put Cummins in. Now I always wondered how come Prime doesn't have any Cummins engines. And when I was doing research, I did research on Cummins because I was curious. How come all these trucks come with Cummins and everybody on the internet, or not on the internet, but everybody on my chats and on, Cummins. Wait, I think I just had a baby. I got to change my shorts. I said Cummins and oh my God, okay. So anyways, I don't know this for sure, but I think why Prime doesn't use Cummins in their trucks is what I've learned is Cummins weigh more and they get worse fuel mileage. And from what I understand in the Kenworths and in the Peterbilts, they never said this in the Freightliners or the Volvos, so I'm not going to talk about it, but I know in the Kenworths and the Peterbilts that all the sensors and everything, the engine is Cummins, all the sensors, the engine are PACCAR. So you're just essentially getting, the reliability or not reliability, because you look up Cummins and I don't see where you guys, they are easier to fix and everybody works on them. I'll give you that. Pretty much like a Detroit. But all their sensors and everything on a, Kenworth and whatnot are PACCAR. So you still, what goes out the most? Sensors. I hope that was educational. But I've learned that from, researching these trucks. I started researching trucks before I before I even went trucking, because when I was going to Prime, I didn't know I was planning on going to do a lease, and I wanted to pick a truck. So it's like, should I get an International? Should I get a Peterbilt? Should I get a Freightliner? And so on and so forth. Okay, do they put back? Okay. Hey, there he is. What's happening, Stefan? Instructor class is long. It is all week long. You mean poorly built? The new Kenworth T680s have the Cummins ISS, that Prime app. Oh, okay, that's cool. Now, here's the thing: poorly built. Watch out the way you talk about them Peterbilts and Kenworth guys, because one of the things I found out: Freightliner, German company, built in Mexico. Peterbilt, American company, built in Texas. Kenworth, American company. Oh God, where were they building? I can't remember where they were building those. But they're being built here anyways. Oh, that's interesting that those are coming in the Kenworths. Oh, but you know what? Here's the thing, Stefan. There was a reason Prime quit using Kenworths way back. Maybe that was wise. They were only doing the putting the Cummins in. Or, from what I understand, and this, guys, is not fact. This is grapevine kind of stuff. Is Prime got those Kenworths because they couldn't get other trucks, and Kenworth seemed to have what they needed. Total guess, though, listening through the grapevine. I've never actually talked to leasing or anything and got facts on that. Like I did with why don't they have Volvos? I got actual facts on that. Yes, they weigh more and cost more in Washington. Right on. I was going to say Washington, but I was like, I just freaking hate giving out wrong information, man. And I couldn't remember it, but I know they originated in Washington. I just couldn't remember, if that was still the fact. The Cummins warranty isn't as long as PACCAR warranty. Yeah, and the initial cost of a Cummins is a lot more than a PACCAR and a Detroit and all that. Joe says Kenworth is built in Chillicothe, Ohio, where I used to live, and also is in Washington, right? Right, and Freightliners, I only found that Freightliners are built in Mexico. Peterbilts are the companies in Dayton. They build them in Dayton, and they build some of them. I can't remember. They're like a freaking 300 body, some odd number body I ain't never heard of before. And I might have got that 300 because I think Kelly said 300 earlier, so don't quote me on that. But they build some. I want to say when I looked it up, it was like a dump truck type deal over in Canada. The Cummins is a better engine since they can be rebuilt. Any engine can be rebuilt. The cost just a little bit more to be rebuilt in Detroit, or a International, or the PACCAR. But here's the thing: Detroit is the way to go for work, money making truck. Now you say that, okay, but there's a lot of guys out there that have blown up Cummins, just like there's other trucks. So they're not the end all be all. Yeah, anybody works on them, but you know what? Do I really want freaking mom and pop Joe's Auto Repair working on my Cummins because they say they fix trucks, and the guy just has fixed, he might have put brakes on one or something. Anybody works on them, so they'll try to work on them. No, I'd rather take my Detroit to Detroit and have it done there. It seems like Detroit seems to work on these do engine stuff on this truck. They're the ones that kind of solved my issues when I was having oil leaks and whatnot. Freightliner finally fixed my other wiring issues. They finally changed my wiring harness, and this truck has been a pleasure ever since. I forgot what it was like to have radar, because I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but when my truck was messed up, I had no radar on the front of it. It would bleep all the time. If you listen to my videos where I was driving and filming, you'd hear that bloop, bloop. and that was it telling me that it was inactive and everything, which means it didn't sense other vehicles or nothing. So that was cool because you didn't have nothing stopping you and slowing you down and screwing with you. So when they actually fixed it, and that's part of why when they finally fixed it, it took a minute to get used to the truck sensing other vehicles and whatnot. Those cars darting in front of you and it slows down. It didn't do that before. It's like, oh, you guys want to get eaten. What's up, Jerry? Are you getting disc brakes on your new truck ETA for delivery? The ETA for delivery. The ETA for delivery is supposed to be. Now, I haven't got the VIN number yet because they said once I get that, it'll kind of give you an ETA. But I slated the truck for February 1st. And this truck I'm turning in, depending on if the truck is on time or not. If it's not on time, I'll run this truck right to the end of the lease and then probably take a couple of weeks off and then come back in and I guess get a loaner truck or whatnot, unless they want to loan me this truck. I don't know. But if the truck comes in on time, I'll probably use one of my free lease payments for the last week and take a couple weeks off or whatever before I get into that truck. I'll call this early, especially it's going to be this truck's done in the January 15th, I believe it was, or January 12th. Back to that Detroit thing. I've watched a few videos on Cummins versus Detroit type deal. And then, now granted, they were mostly dump trucks and a couple of semis, but they had Detroits and they had Cummins for long periods of time, because this was what the guy was talking about is, this versus this with experience, because we've had these in our fleet for a long period of time. And he basically, the conclusion was, as far as reliability, they were about the same. Very little problem with both of them. And overhauling the engines, it was cheaper with the Cummins, but not doable on the Detroit. So he was basically, your preference. I have, we've had these in our fleet. We've been driving these trucks since this company's been open for a million years. We got old ones right up to new ones. And he basically left it at, it's your preference. As far as he was concerned, he didn't see enough between the two engines to go, oh my God, garbage, type deal. So that's a food for thought. And are you getting disc brakes? Yeah, I am getting that. To me, that seemed like a no-brainer because I'm hoping like a car. I'm hoping like a car that disc brakes aren't going to fade in the rain like they do, like the drums do, because these drum brakes, man, you really got to dry them out before they want to stop again. So I'm hoping like a car, that's going to be the case. Maybe like a car, they might be a little bit cheaper to change. Although I just called to see how much these brakes are, and they're a lot cheaper than I was expecting. They're not bad at all. Stefan says digital dash, and it's funny because, the digital dash is an option, and digital dash scares the hell out of me. So big negative on the digital dash. Okay, back to what I was doing here. I'm getting sidetracked watching these guys park. It's like, they're like blocking fuel islands, man. It's like, what the hell? Now there's a guy parked right over the things for the guy to put fuel in. Oh wait, he's putting fuel in on the other side. So they got two. They must have two tanks. I wonder if he's going to come over here and kick this guy out so he can do over here next, or if another truck's going to come and do that. I got disc brakes on my truck, and they work amazing in the rain. Yeah, that's what I figured because car brakes work great. Disc brakes work great in the rain. Now, Stefan, don't you be sneaking and trying to figure things out like you were doing there, buddy. That was pretty slick, man. I got to put a gag order on the on those guys. You know, Stefan is really trying to be slick. I don't want to say what he did because I want anyone else trying it, and then I want to get anyone else getting another idea, which I thought of that. Damn it. And if anyone figures out what I got, don't be posting it up here. You want to shoot me a message and tell me, that's fine, but don't be throwing it up there. I only say that because Stefan did something that was really slick to find out what the truck was. Let's see. Yeah, the old Series 60 Detroit is cheap to do and in-frame on them. Yeah, the old ones, I'm sure they were, but the new ones, I mean, who knows what they cost? They're probably not that bad. They are cheaper. The guy didn't give numbers, and if he did, I don't remember him giving numbers, but he was just like, yeah, they're cheaper, but they weren't just buying them because of that. They were, it's what the thing was. It's almost like, oh yeah, we need that truck right there, and it had it in it, so they got it. And then that one didn't, and that one did, and type deal. It wasn't like they had to. It wasn't an end all be all for their company. What's up, and Justin? What's upping? What's happening, Justin? We're doing good over here. We're doing good. Let's see. I wait to see how long they last before they got to be changed. Yes, exactly. I'm at 450,000 miles, and my front ones are, they need to be changed sooner than later. So I'm going in September to get them changed. We have a doctor's appointment, so I figure I'll get those changed when I'm there. And then I just got a check engine light on the truck a couple of days ago. It's the other check engine light, the one on the lower left, so who knows what that means. So I'll have them look at that too. Don't trust it. Okay. What's up, Skull? Long time. What color did Melissa pick? I actually picked the color. I picked the color, and then I was going to completely change to a different color, and then I did change the color, and then, I went through 2-3 colors before I actually picked one and stayed with it. But I picked the color. Melissa wasn't very vocal on it, really, other than when I said, disc brakes, she was like, oh, yeah, I got to do that. When I was picking options, she was like, yeah, you want to do that. That's a given to go ahead and spend the money now and get it in there because it's just a better thing to do. No, Chad, I won't be getting that truck till February. This lease isn't up until January, early January. So I slated that truck to come in February 1st. We'll see. Oh my gosh. I almost said something that I shouldn't say. I don't know if they're HID headlights, but it was the I did get the upgraded lights. I think I can't remember what they called them. I don't know if they were HID or LED or if I even cared. I think I just seen, lights, and I know they're the upgrade, and I clicked on them. Which that was one of the things Melissa actually talked me into because I didn't get them at first. because I run the LED bulbs on this truck, and they're $30 each. I mean, $30 for a set, and it's like, you know, boom, they go out, you just change them. But she was making a good point, and then shortly after that, I started having a problem with one of my bulbs, and now it's completely burned out, and they didn't even last a year. So it's like, ooh, these are cheap LED headlights. Are they going to constantly burn out? Which, I mean, if they do, not a big deal. I just switch it. What it started doing is some of the LEDs started going out, so the one light was getting dimmer, and so they're the same light, high beam, low beam. So I switched them, and now my high beams, when I turn my high beams on, that light's completely out. So I've got my old light in there that I'm going to put in for my high beam. I don't use my high beams all that much because with these LEDs, it's bright as hell, you can see. Oh, man. Has anyone heard of the chips that are causing a shortage of new trucks being built? I don't know about that, Chad. I know they're holding up trucks, holding up cars, but I haven't really researched it. Um, Skull, you're funny, man. I know what you're doing there, Skull. I'm not going to entertain that question with any kind of an answer other than I know what you're doing there. I had all my drum brakes changed at 600,000. I got about 130,000 out of my brakes in my Freightliner. 130,000 out of your brakes in your Freightliner. Well, when I got this truck, it had 34,000 miles on it, and the brakes were jacked on it. They must have been really badly overheated, because I remember at the time, I didn't even drive this truck for, a couple weeks, because I got this truck when John got on the truck, and anytime he would touch the brakes, man, this thing would, the brakes were obviously had hot spots in them and everything else. But I was company. I don't care. We'll just go make money, man. I ain't worried about that. And then when a year and a half later, was it a year and a half later? Yeah, it was a year and a half later, I believe. I decided to take the truck lease, which the brakes weren't really vibrating much anymore, but they did. If you really needed them, they did real bad. I didn't think much of it because it seemed like we burned through whatever the hot spot was. And but I think this truck might have eaten the brakes. I don't know. It's 450,000 miles, good for front brakes. They're starting to, I don't even want to say what they're starting to do, because I don't want people to go, oh, you're going to die. But myself personally, when I drive this truck, and Melissa, because she's watched me do it, knows how to do it, when I'm going downhill on this truck, I rarely use the brakes. That down those steep grades, I set the Jake to where it will maintain my speed going down those hills. I won't let it get out of hand to where you got to sit and hammer the brakes, and burn them up. So I figured I was going to get some pretty good life out of them, but the backs look low, but they're not doing what the fronts are doing. So, so I don't know. It is what it is. Don't buy anything that's made from China. Chinism? What? Chinism? Yeah. I mean, China, is that what you're trying to say? I know. I can't. I know what you're saying. I just can't say the word. China. But yeah, no, you're right. I hear you. Majority of the electronics come from China. Yes. Yeah, and that's the thing. I was telling Melissa, they're having a problem with these chips. Why don't we just start building them ourselves and be done with that nonsense? David, I was not referring to a Peterbilt. I meant a Freightliner. Yeah, exactly, Skull, but I'm not telling people what truck I got. So if I were to have answered that question in a specific way, because I could have answered it one or two ways. I could have said, oh, the trucks already come with them, and you would have said, Peterbilt. Or I could have said, yeah, I ordered it, and you would have said, Freightliner. So that's why I didn't answer that question, because it was I don't know if you realized it was a sneaky question, or I don't even know if you realized I'm not telling people what I got. You might not know that. But otherwise, that was a pretty slick question, because if I read it and just rambled it off like that, you'd have said, okay, we know. But that's why I was like, no, I'm not answering that question. But that's the reason why I'm not. What kind of graphics is Melissa putting on the truck? Again, I came up with the theme of the truck. I came up with the saying of the truck. I came up with the name of the truck.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hold on. What? I did. Hold on. Don't you say nothing, woman. But I did. Remember, I said, oh, that name would be cool. And you were like, yeah. That saying would be cool. Yeah. And then these graphics would, but I was going to, let me finish. I was going to say, but Melissa's helping me come up with the design of it. But the thought of it was from my brain. Right, Melissa? Oh, man, sure. She knows it's true, because it's true. But no, don't say. You can talk to me about it in private, but if you start talking about it, they'll know what's going on, or they can figure out what the graphics are going to be. Okay. I think your truck without a sun visor looks like a man without eyebrows. I'm looking at the Freightliner. Yeah, they are goofy. They are definitely goofy. Like this truck next to me, it's got the deflectors on the A-pillars, but no sun visor. Myself, personally, if I was going to do deflectors, I'd definitely do a sun visor, and vice versa. I'd get them both, because if you're trying to deflect and whatnot, why would you not get one without the other? But yeah, it is right. I think they look much better with the visor on them. We're buying. We're doing a lease purchase, Justin, which is essentially buying the truck. Lucy says hi. Interesting. Very, very interesting there. Tell her I said hi. That's got a story. I don't get I don't get why people keep asking about your truck. You're not going to tell people. We all know it's a Freightliner. So, RN, a lot of people don't know I'm not saying anything about it, so they're just curious. Not all of you guys are in every one of my lives, so they didn't hear the first time that I wasn't mentioning it. And I just think it's kind of fun. Gives everybody something to look forward to. It gives me the excitement of showing it off for the first time, rather than me explaining the whole truck. And then when I get it, it's like, wah, 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 when I go and reveal it, because you guys already know what it is and what it looks like, and show you the pictures of the design and the rendition of it, So I think it's funner to do it this way. I know it kind of sucks that it's so far off. Maybe I should have waited until it was like, a couple weeks out and said, hey guys, by the way, I'm getting a new truck that's coming in a couple weeks, and, check it out. My problem's going to be is, like a dummy, I'm telling everybody when the truck's supposed to be coming in. So if you go to the terminal and you really does that and sees it, I hope they don't blow it for me and come on and say, oh, I seen it, and it's da-da-da-da-da-da. I know
your name on it.
Yeah, because the truck will, they put your name on the truck. Maybe I can ask them, hey, don't put my name. Can you not put my name on the front of that truck? Can you just put, I don't know, here, can you put my middle name on it? Maybe I'll do that. What's up, David? How are you and Melissa tonight? Good to see you. Thank you. Good to see you here too. Thanks for coming in. We're doing good. We unload in the morning, so we got a little break today. Melissa drove to our second stop last night at 1:00 in the morning. She went and done super truck parked at the receiver there, and she thought she was being slick, because normally she don't drive nights. So it's like, hey, you know what? You're going to have to drive this because of this, and this reason. And she goes, okay. So she gets to the receiver, and she's expecting, because my hours are back now. Okay, here's the keys. I'm going to bed. Have fun. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This delivery's on you. You do this. I said, I'm not taking over this truck until you do the depart call. Well, we ended up, because it was a food place. What was it? Save-A-Lot. Yeah, we got there at like 12:30. We had a 1 o'clock appointment.
Well,
12, okay. How long did you
no,
sit?
it wasn't. It was 11.
It was 11. Okay, how long did you sit there, Super Truck Park, before they called you to a door?
It was uh, about 2.
Okay, so we got there at 11, and she sat Super Truck Park till 2 before they called us to the door. We had a 1 o'clock appointment. Now, did you sit up front that whole time?
Yeah, I was watching Bloodline.
Okay, so she sat up here watching her TV. I just jumped back to bed, man, because I was tired. I was up half the
Yeah,
damn
I
day.
didn't want to jump back in bed until I was.
So then the next thing I know, I feel the truck move, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And she goes, "Oh, the truck next to me left," so she's pulling out and parking it against the curb to get out of the super truck area. And then she got called in, and whenever, I don't know how long it was, and woke me up, and had me spot her because there was truck over there. It was pitch black. She don't like it's difficult to darking in the dark, backing in the dark. Um, so I went out and spotted her. She got it in there, and then I jumped back in bed and went to sleep. And
I jumped in bed.
she jumped in bed. Did you sleep?
Yeah, until 5:30 when it was done.
Okay, so she jumped back in bed.
I watched TV and then I went
Watched TV and then went to sleep. I haven't watched TV in like 3 weeks. So they ended up knocking on the door at what,
5:30.
5:30, and we got out. Oh, they texted her, and then we got out of there about 6. So it took them all night long, or all morning long, to unload us. And then I drove 375 miles to our 90. I'm sitting a half. I mean, I can see the 90 from here. And I'll deliver this in. It actually has a 10 o'clock appointment. I keep saying 11, but it's a 10 o'clock appointment. You can go in 2 hours early. So I'm getting up a little early so she can go in and get coffee and whatnot. Even though she's not driving, she's going to be up because she's sleeping all night. So it's her chance to get coffee. Or she can actually wait until we're done getting unloaded and we can come back and coffee. But, whatever she wants to do. And then I'll take it over there. I'll get it unloaded. And then we already have a pre-plan that we're going to go pick up. Now, if this place, which I'm betting 98% sure they're going to screw my pre-plan up, because we got a 10 o'clock appointment here, and then 40 miles up the road, we're going to have to get this washed out because it's a mess back there. We got a 4 o'clock pickup that we can't reschedule. So these stores, like that one last night, got to the door at 2, got out at 5:30. So if they get us there at 10 and 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to say if they don't get us out by 2, we won't be able to make that appointment, because I'm going to have to, I won't need to fuel, but I'm going to have to get it washed out. And so we might not make that appointment. So hopefully they don't screw us. Where was I? Okay.
They will screw us if they have 2 employees for the whole
Yeah,
day.
you're right. Exactly. If they only have 2 employees because no one wants to work, they're going to screw us. Oh, Skull says he's not that sneaky. Okay, so he wasn't realized that was going to be a sneaky question. I heard they built a chip manufacturing plant in Arizona recently. That would be totally freaking awesome, Joe, because I think we need to start not relying on China for everything, and we need to start building things here. I think Americans should realize that China can put us out of business by pulling this crap. Now, imagine they decided, we ain't giving you guys nothing. We'd be totally screwed. So I think we need to is that my bed? I think we need to start, being self-reliant, quit worrying about, or quit getting stuff from other countries. Now, until we get demonized out, because tell me, I don't care if you love Joe Biden and you want to kiss him and call him your president and blah, 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 I love you. Does he not look like a freaking demon when he's not wearing his glasses? That's why he wears those dark glasses. He's got these black, beady eyes sunk back in his head and that pale skin. I swear he looks like a demon or a vampire. Dude scares me. If I was seeing him in the middle of the night in a dark alley, I'd scream running. I'd run screaming. Scream running, run screaming. Shut up, Peanut Gallery. I don't know if you guys heard her back there. I always had 2 names for my truck. They both started with B. Okay. Stars and Stripes doing your graphics. Maybe. Not not 100% sure. I don't want to say no because they are getting done in Springfield, and there's that other company that, I don't.
And I are using Crayola.
Yeah. Um, David, we know it's not a corn binder. Well, absolutely not a corn binder. I don't know what the hell that is. U.S. cold storage cost me, my pre-plan got there at 07:15 and finally got out at 16:30. $900 cost you $900 pre-plan. Yeah, I hate when that happens. I had King Super in Denver cost me my pre-plan, and check this out. We delivered the day before. We were delivering in the morning at no, it was a late evening because it was dark by the time they got us out of there. But the next morning, we had a crappy beer load to pick up there in Denver that was taking us to Dodge City for a sweet paying meat load. I had the two pre-plans sitting there because we were going to go to Dodge City to get this really good meat load. And my fleet manager found a load to, instead of deadheading all that way, he found a load to get us there that wasn't paying good, but it was going to get us there in a profit, with a profit. So shoot, win-win. Well, when I get unloaded, I get the paperwork, everything's good. Yep, everything's good, right on. So I did what I normally do. I pulled off the door, went back there, shined a light in my trailer, and it was all foggy in there and whatnot. But I'm like, what the hell? So I climbed up in there while a freaking pellet of cheese is still sitting in there. I'm like, what? So I went back into the place. I said, hey, there's a pellet of cheese back there. She goes, really? So she looks up and calls the guy, and they said, yeah, that's not ours. That's where you get in trouble, guys. Just like the message on hold at Prime, look in your trailer, because if the item on the truck is not theirs, they're not going to tell you there's a problem. They're going to just say, okay, you're all good. And we do have Prime drivers that shut their reefer off, close the doors without looking up there because it's foggy in there, and they drive off and stuff spoils back there. Not a good thing. So, I had to call it in, and it was nighttime, so we couldn't get it taken anywhere. So I lost my pre-plan, both pre-plans, because I had to wait till the next day, and we were going to beat the snow. It was like 90 degrees in Denver, but it was calling for like a foot of snow the next day. So we went over to the Denver yard, and I couldn't freaking believe it, because me and Melissa were like, that's bull. There ain't no way it's snowing. It's freaking 100 degrees out. The next morning we wake up, and it's like, what the fuck? But they found the place like 2 miles up the road that I dropped a pallet of cheese off at. And I did have to wait till the afternoon for the roads to clear up and for the snow to go down a little bit.
It was even diet cheese.
Yeah, it was diet freaking cheese. It was that pizza cheese. What was it? Mozzarella diet cheese. Ugh. So it's not even like it would have been good, because they left a couple bags in the back of the truck when they took the pallet off. I was like, okay, when I was cleaning it out, I opened up. Ugh. Tasteless. Skull says international. Oh, it's corn binders and international. Okay, I didn't know that. Biden's eyes are dark because of graphene oxide. What the hell is that? It's in the jab. It's in the jab. What is a jab? I'll probably go, oh, duh, that's right.
What word?
Jab? J-A-B?
Oh, the shot.
Oh, okay, the shot.
The vaccine.
Okay. So who's vaccinated? You guys all vaccinated? You guys ready to rock and roll with that vaccine? Hell yeah. Melissa says she's not going to get it if they force it upon us. I told her, well, if they force it upon us, I'm going to have to get it, because, what am I going to do? Quit? Freaking be homeless? So if she doesn't get it, I don't know if that just means that she won't be able to come out of the truck at the shipper receivers that are going to require it, because that's the only way they're going to make us get it, is if shippers and receivers. I know that woman. Just listen to what I'm saying, and you'll know.
We only have 3 more years.
So 3 more years.
Yeah, until Biden's out.
Oh, till Biden's out. Okay, I see what you're saying. So, anyways, because I'm afraid what's going to happen is, Tyson, Walmart, Costco, these big companies that are requiring their employees to get it, I'm afraid that they're going to say, hey, problem, we don't want people here without the vaccine, so can you send drivers with that's been vaccinated? So if that's the case, and it's going to cost me money, because I don't think we could survive without all those big companies, the dozen or so companies, and make good money, I'll get it. She won't get it, but as long as I'm sure we can still all drive it in there, do our thing, drive it, and she stays in the truck, and then she can drive. Hopefully, they don't pull, well, you can't work here if you don't have it, because if that's the case, Melissa will just no longer, work. And at that case, we'd probably have to look for another company, because we do need to have health insurance and whatnot. So that would suck if that happens.
Yeah,
and
I'm not thinking about that until it actually happens.
I'm not even worried about it, because get the shot. She'll get the shot. But then again, if you look at the statistic, guys, the vaccine, COVID is 98.7% to survive, something like that. And the shot is 0.018% to kill you. I think they said 0.018% of people have died from it. So I don't know. Why would you want to do experiments on people for something that you have a great chance of surviving, unless you have major underlying or illnesses? Which, do you really think that, the shot isn't keeping people from getting it? Here's the thing. If the shot worked, why are they making you still wear masks? If masks work, why are they putting plastic up on everything to block you from talking to people? Why are people getting sick? Oh, hold on. For you guys that are going to go, oh, that's because not everybody's wearing a mask. Yeah, but people are getting sick that are wearing masks. Oh, but they're around people who are not wearing masks. Then the freaking mask didn't work if they're wearing one and they still got sick. Duh. Even dummy here can figure it out. Not you, woman. I pointed out myself.
Oh, okay. I thought you called me a dummy.
No, I would never call you a dummy on Facebook. YouTube. Well, you have a choice. Get the Johnson & Johnson. I won't get it unless I am forced, and I'm not even 100% sure I'd get it then. I'd look into statistics on how it's treating people and if people are still dropping dead from it. Because, guys, here's my scare with the vaccine. What if